his rookie one.
Right.
He was mentioning F4 afterwards.
Oh, Nakamura just looking at this guy. We still don't have Magnus Carlsen on the stage.
Very, very surprising, actually, that Magnus is not on stage. I don't know where the hotel is relative to the playing hall.
I heard it was a walk. It was just a short walk.
Exactly. That was my understanding as well. It's not that far. By the way, on the game between Fabi and Caruana, D4, knight F6.
Wow,
the Trump.
Trumpovsky.
Yes.
This is
unusual.
unusual.
A rare bird at the elite level.
Wow.
I know that very strong grandmaster from the UK, Julian Hodgson, in the audience at the VIP lounges giving commentary.
We got Magnus Carlsen just arriving at the hall with his typical entourage. I see his coach, Peter Nielsen. Doesn't seem like he remembers that he's late.
Seems rather unaffected. It's not like he was hurrying,
no, not
scurrying
particularly.
Up on stage.
Maybe he got tired of the presentations they do every day.
Or maybe he expected them to go longer.
Yes, that was also very possible. Yeah, because the rounds haven't really started on time.
No, they have not.
Well, he doesn't seem to be in a hurry to go to his board either. Probably going to hang his coat before he sits down. And, well, we'll see what Magnus Carlsen has prepared against Hikaru Nakamura in the extra 5 minutes.
So, bishop g5, an attempt by Fabi to get his opponent Anish Giri out of his beloved Grunfeld.
Well, I like it. It's going to be at least interesting.
Exactly. And again, for those of you, c4, g6, knight c3, d5 is the Grunfeld defense, the so-called Grunfeld defense, is one of the long... It's got theory that could extend seriously. I'm not joking as far as the 40th move. This move, bishop g5, sidesteps so much of that Grunfeld theory, and after d5, e3. I suppose Fabiano would be very happy to get into something like a Queen's Gambit declined, for example, which could easily occur after transposition of moves that basically would go like, have a problem finding equality.
After bishop f5? I thought actually bishop f5 was not a good move.
Because?
Because after you take on f6, you don't have a good way of recapturing.
I've played this position as black on numerous occasions in tournament games. Most of my opponents play c4 about this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always thought the bishop was misplaced on f5. I thought it was too early to move it. Maybe I'm wrong. After c4, how do you play?
I will play c6.
c6, and you just not. No.
But still, some kind of accuracy. Actually, no. Bishop to e4 is a strong move and a very natural move.
I was actually very curious about this because I saw this line, bishop e4, knight c6, and I want to see if the computer gives me the okay that I can take on c6 and play bishop d6.
Just zugging. You're going for the zugzwang.
I wasn't sure, though.
Well, there's no need to. Guess what? There's no need to.
Well, it's pretty straightforward.
But wait a minute.
But if it wins,
If
it's
it
pretty
wins,
straightforward.
it's over, right?
Like, if it wins, it wins.
Right. All you need is one win per game. That's my advice to everybody listening.
Agreed, yes.
That's good enough.
Yeah, okay, all right. So,
Thank goodness there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but bishop e4 then looks extremely
F6
obvious.
F6 does not put too great a challenge in front of Magnus.
So, what do you play after bishop e4? Just...
I'm thinking you have to play something really a little bit gross, knight f2, but then you can take and take and take.
Ooh, really?
Well, I'm just saying that I think, what else? Bishops, the line you gave is absolutely a slam dunk for me. Knight c6, bishop c6. If I try to go knight b3, I'm more than fearful of the move bishop d6. And then I'm
just lost.
Just lost.
Just completely lost. Your knights are dominated.
Exactly.
What is the defense after bishop e4?
It's bad. It's bad. It's barely alive kind of thing, but maybe alive. Maybe. Let's take a look at what the engines say here. Bishop to e4, yes, and now knight to f2.
Wow, so this line.
Bishop takes on b7, and now knight to d3, attacking this bishop and this pawn. Now bishop to d6, allowing this move. Knight takes with check. King takes f6. Knight takes d6, and now very important intermezzo. Bishop to c6, check. move away from the pawn, and now takes. What is this endgame about? The engine saying that white is winning here.
How much?
Over 2 points here.
Wow.
But there's a but. Is there a way this king will block, has to stay there to blockade, and now the move knight to b2, king to e6, knight c4, and you have to play a4 and a5. And what is this position?
Wow. If I were to lose this as black, I would be really, really saddened.
I mean, what is happening
Wow.
here? Is there a Zugzwang? This king is there. This king has to go over to this side and take this pawn, right?
Right.
It looks like no other way to win, but it doesn't look like you can successfully execute it unless this knight is trapped somehow.
Why not king d5 right away?
King to d5
And
is
go
possible.
After the
But
a
if you go
pawn?
after my d5, my d6
Yes.
pawn, like I go.
Yes.
I guess the question is, this knight can't quite.
Can't I kick the knight away?
But then my king comes back into play.
So the knight leaves, and now
Knight
the
goes
king
wherever.
is.
King d7 is a threat.
This is hard.
I don't think this is winning.
This doesn't look like a win.
The
This.
computer can say whatever it wants. I don't
Well,
think
the
it wins.
computer is giving only 2. Even now, if the computer were able to snap this pawn off and maintain everything, it would say over 3 points.
Yeah.
It doesn't see itself winning a piece. It's just saying, I have a big edge, and that happens a lot. 2+ edge, but it's not enough. We know you need at least a 3-point. Well, if you got a pawn, you need 9. The pawn becomes a queen. That's 9 points. A rook mates. 2 bishops, they mate. You need more than 2 points to win a
So
game.
let's go back to the b7. He'll only play it if he thinks it's winning.
Well, let's go down that.
May I stop
Please.
you? May I stop you? Because there's something really amazing on the board in this line. It looked like we were going down this path. Magnus is going to have to figure out something amazing. All right, we get to this line with bishop takes on b7. So we have this on the board. Bishop takes b7 and knight to d3. You put your bishop on d6. Looks natural. What if you play king takes f6? Giving away your bishop, and now king to e5, attacking both knights. This bishop is attacking a pawn. This pawn is passed. And if knight fe2, defending both knights, now the move c6, threatening to play c7 or f6 if your king goes away. And suddenly the knights are connected and not close enough to these pawns. It's almost desperation. You have to kill this pawn now. If knight takes, bishop takes with check, and now you leave your king over here, but now the king is further away. It's not this pawn, it's this one, and the outside passer. This, the engine is saying, is completely winning. This is the line, but you have to allow this crazy variation
But
back.
I get it. What happens if I eliminate the f5 pawn immediately?
Let me get to this position here. So, knight f2 is on the board. He has to play bishop takes b7. You want to take now?
No, if I play knight d3,
Knight
king
d3.
takes f6, knight takes f4, king e5, and I want to eliminate f5.
Knight takes f5.
I'm going to lose a piece anyway. I might as well give it up now.
Gotcha. Takes.
And isn't this a draw?
Now the engines are saying not a draw, c6. And how do you play? The threat is to push. You must play king d8. No other move.
No other move.
And now takes.
2 pawns.
That's 2 pawns. This is the engine saying 21-point lead right now. So
Don't believe him, Alejandro. Don't believe
No, but
him.
he has to find that it's very tough. He went back to b1 at least to get some time back.
time on the clock, but that's a brilliant ending. Absolutely brilliant to play king takes on f6
That
and give away a piece.
tough.
No, he's going to go for something because he cannot repeat again. Hikaru will instantly play knight f2, and he must take on b7. He plays on bishop b1, the game's over.
Right.
And he doesn't have
Three-time
any
repetition.
He doesn't have any other move.
Right.
The world champion.
And he
he's
took
taking
it.
on b7.
Snap.
And here we go. Knight d3 will land on the board.
For sure.
And a shocker for Hikaru
If
he
found.
plays king takes f6.
And he has
Here
to
it
play
is.
the key money moment.
And he's done it!
Wow.
He's done it!
Wow.
Magnus
Wow.
Carlsen
Magnus
showing his
Carlsen.
level, taking, and Hikaru must be stunned right now seeing that move on the board. What a brilliant move. He's found it. He knew it was coming, as a matter of fact. And the effect of this move, after repeating, must have just landed in Hikaru's got like a punch.
Wow.
That's just amazing.
And he's thinking in the most forced position I've ever seen. Like if you don't take the
Incredible.
bishop, you just
Didn't
resign.
even calculate. And now
Wow.
Hikaru has to stare this position down, knowing that it was coming. That's a shocker. That's just a surprising move. And timing the surprise, almost like I'm the one feeling the pressure, and then, oops, sorry.
Got
over.
And somewhere in
know what
Norway, you hear a mighty cheer as Magnus
do.
Carlsen, can he pull off a miracle finish? And he
knight
has
C2
played
was
knight
played,
C2,
but there goes that c-pawn.
which was what we were saying. The c-pawn unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Now. Wow.
Yeah, you just capture the knight.
Mate in 27 has been hailed by the computer. Mate in 27, it's just over. The knights are meaningless against these two
And
pawns.
you lose by 1 tempo. Tragedy of a tempo is the game of chess. Knight takes c6. Wow. We show this king and
But we're not
pawn
seeing
endgame.
the variation you guys
Oh.
are analyzing because we're
sorry.
seeing the board right now. But
I apologize. We
a
have
hopeless-
seen the c6 move.
Yeah, the pawn endgame after trading everything basically is hopeless.
and he only has 12 seconds left on his clock, ticking down. It is hopeless. He has now played check, and the king has gone to e5.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. It's done.
It's a dunner.
The knight cannot come back. Knight takes a4.
What?
Yeah, okay, this is the best chance, right? You at least go to b6, but
Well, we have bishop b3?
And that is what he played. Bishop back to b3. And he got a little bit of extra time on his clock there, bishop to b3, but this is simply hopeless now.
Now, domination of bishop versus knight.
very simple, very standard.
Incredible victory by Magnus.
What is it about Magnus? He just Hikaru pulls out the best, brings out the best in Magnus when he forces Magnus to
I mean, this is the
rise to
Magnus
the
of old.
occasion.
This is the 2880 Magnus.
He keeps bringing out the best there is in Magnus
There's
Carlsen.
Hikaru. Look at him. Just despondent, disturbed, devastated.
And it's only Magnus. that
It's only
gives-
Magnus. Remove Magnus from the world, Hikaru is the best player on the planet, probably. He would be so confident. He wouldn't have lost all those rating points, for one thing.
Like
Yeah,
40
Now
rating
with only
points.
7 seconds counting down, he can't even make a move. He's frozen. It looks
done.
like he's finally played the move knight to b6, and there goes the first knight from the board.
Bishop takes c2.
Of course.
Easy move. a4 only move. Desperate, of course.
No,
to
everything with c7 is
c7.
pretty easy.
a3. Bishop
B3.
comes to dominate so that there's no... And,
c7 has been played on the board.
right. And notice that black's king cannot...
We're not seeing your analysis, Yaz. We're
Oh,
only
I'm
seeing
sorry.
the board right now.
And that's okay.
We're seeing c7 on the board, and
I think Naka's playing on fumes, quite frankly. You just... Adrenaline. You
Nothing
know.
more.
He's
he
trying
has
to...
to move. I wouldn't resign either. I mean,
No, come on.
just make some moves
It's done.
and wait and see what happens. You want to go until the end, even though you know it's over. There might be a trick somewhere. The guy might mess up, but Nakamura knows it's busted, and he's shaking his head there. And he knows he's in the clutches of Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, will not let you go. What to do now? He's just frustrated. His time is forcing him to make moves.
And how very frustrating indeed for Hikaru, because up to this exact moment, he's had a great one move away from paradise with a check. Oops, bishop comes back with check to the king, picking up the pawn on a2 after king f8, and this is a simple win.
Yeah, he chose instead to take on a4,
Which I would have done, by the way, too. Just eliminate that pawn, and I think Hikaru will now resign.
It's 2 pawns. There's no way to stop. One of them picks up the knight. Very basic win, though.
Yes.
Do you think he'll resign?
Yes,
do
I
we
do.
bet? You think he's going to resign right now? What's the bet?
Froyo?
Froyo?
Froy?
Frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt, he resigns now.
Boy, well,
You
is
both
the
are saying
adrenaline?
he's gonna resign
no,
right this
just a second, just a second. Hold on.
He does have a check.
Oh, my.
That's true. It's a spike check.
Up. He's not resigning. 8 seconds left. Ticking down. His time is.
Yeah!
I didn't take the bet.
I'm glad we bet. I'm glad we bet. Congratulations. Congratulations on your frozen yogurt.
I didn't take the bet. I didn't confirm.